Good morning, everyone, and welcome into AMHQ Early. I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno.
And I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass. Matthew, definitely a monster in the Caribbean. Thoughts and prayers going out to Haiti. That's really taking the brunt of it right now.
And it is actually bearing down right now. And that's in the Grenadines and St. Lucia, Barbados, all dealt with it. Now as a monster storm here, a Category 4 with winds of 145 miles per hour, and the pressure still down at 934. So these stats make Matthew the strongest storm on the planet right now. There was a super typhoon over in the Western Pacific that has weakened below super status, and so this one now takes over as the strongest on the planet. It's moving to the north at 9. You can see how close it is to that southwestern tip here of the Haitian Peninsula. So we are looking at the concern around the Les Cayes area. That's the town right there, that seaport. It happens to be one of the beach towns, actually, that tourists like to visit. That's the area that's going to take the brunt of this system as it goes right over that southwestern peninsula and then continues to impact Cuba and into the southeastern Bahamas. So here's the newest advisory and some of the latest changes that we have. So we now have hurricane warnings up for all of the Bahamas, including these northwestern Bahamas. So we're talking about Paradise Island and Nassau and Freeport, all under a hurricane warning. A change for the Turks and Caicos. Instead of a hurricane watch, you are now under a tropical storm warning. The hurricane force winds extend out about 40 miles, but the tropical storm force winds extend out more than or close to 100 or 200 miles away. So even if you're not right near the core of this thing, you will get some very squally conditions. And of course, the heavy rain will be a concern. Port-au-Prince already gusting to 46 miles per hour. Again, away from the center right now, but we're going to see that track just off to the west of Port-au-Prince. So here we go, tracking today, again, making perhaps a landfall expected that right there on that western tip. Through the morning, and then continuing to bring very heavy rainfall to Cuba, the southeastern Bahamas. By Thursday, you can see, and in fact, we'll show you that projected track, you can see it's not going very far. It's still in the Bahamas and still raking the Bahamas, actually, which is a concern with not just the strong winds, but actually the very heavy rain this is going to bring, and the storm surge could be up over 10 to 15 feet in the Bahamas. Short-term concern is in Haiti, where today we're expecting torrential, devastating rainfall. That's through the day with winds as well. Tomorrow, still some thunderstorms in the area, and then by Thursday, we're finally going to quiet down the weather here. Kelly. Lover's Day. It's a great day to get a good round in, and if you your local favorite course. We have temperatures warming up above average throughout the southeast, the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio Valley, and into the northeast. Some spots more than 10 degrees above average. The reason why is this big area of high pressure. And you know this high pressure is related to steering a hurricane. So certainly the weather all related from west to east. Now this big dip in our jet stream across the west, this is what's bringing maybe up over a half foot to close to a foot of snow above 8,000 feet in the mountains of Montana and Wyoming. Yep, there's some cold air with that. As it digs in throughout the middle of the country, that's going to be the next front that we watch for possible storms. But out ahead of it, really warm air. And we are going to see temperatures surging well above average all the way up into the Great Lakes. Today, Chicago, we're in the mid-70s. Traverse City, we're in the low 70s. 80 for you in Cincinnati. Tomorrow, look at this. We're right up there in the low 80s. This is a nice October day, isn't it, for you in places like Cincinnati and Pittsburgh and up into Cleveland. Now into the south, we're in the mid-80s. In Nashville, you might be hoping you left your pool open because temperatures are going to be up there on the warm side. Tomorrow, 87 degrees. Montgomery getting to 90. Little Rock, we're back in the 90s at 91 degrees. Atlanta, not seeing any 90 in sight, but it will be warm and above average. Average high this time of year is in the mid-70s. We're going to be above average right through the rest of the week here as that big ridge of high pressure continues to take over. Same thing in Detroit. Look at us. Our average high is 66 degrees. No sign of that. We're in the 70s. In fact, we're in the mid to upper 70s throughout the week, getting into the end of the week and the weekend. We do actually cool down, though, into the weekend. Kelly. It's 29 minutes past the hour as AMHQ Early rolls on. Hurricane Matthew now just hours from making its first landfall in Haiti and Cuba, likely as a Category 4 strength.
And it's not just bringing, monster winds, but also the threat of life-threatening flooding and mudslides. Impact being felt all across the Caribbean. Even the Dominican Republic's been seeing some very heavy rain. Jamaica has had some.
And devastating, especially for Haiti. So here's what's happening right now. Watching the satellite perspective to see the eye of Matthew bearing down on that southwestern tip of that western peninsula of Haiti. This is where La Caille is. This is a seaport, actually one of the touristy areas here in Haiti. This is the spot that we're watching right now with winds of 145 miles per hour right around that center of the eye. Pressure is down to 934. The movement is due north at 9. All right, so let's keep it going, tracking it forward later today, affecting Cuba with likely a second landfall here and then moving up through the southeastern Bahamas. You can see how the Turks and Caicos are actually far away from the cone, but there will be impacts felt because the circulation is so large, the cloud shield is so large. There will be rain out there and tropical storm force winds in the Turks and Caicos, but then through the central Bahamas and then northwestern Bahamas in the next 2 days, we'll be feeling the impacts from this slow moving and expected to remain pretty powerful here, expected to remain at major hurricane status right through the next 2 days. So tropical storm force winds, which are 39 to 73 miles per hour, extend out about 200 miles, a little less than that. Hurricane force winds, 74 miles per hour, plus extend out about 40 miles from the center. And it's a pretty symmetric storm. That's one thing that we've been noticing. You know, sometimes these things are lopsided with the wind field. This isn't. It's very symmetric with its winds. Right now, Port-au-Prince, 24 miles per hour. Buoy 42058 survived. By the way, that was that buoy we were watching yesterday. The storm went right over that buoy. Kelly, I think it's amazing that the buoy survived, but it is and still reporting some fairly light wind gusts at this time. All right, so let's talk about path, Kelly, and you